Vatican hides a lot of things because the same buildings that are at the Vatican are the same buildings that were in San Francisco. And before the World Fair of San Francisco, they got rid of all the buildings that look like the Vatican. That was that whole reset. And what's interesting is there's a book from 1907 that talks about how when the San Francisco World Fair whole thing took place, that they tried to put out the fires with TNT.
Hey fam, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another reaction. This is Segovia coming to you live from the man cave. Hope everyone out there is having a damn good day. I just want to say thank you guys. Thank you guys for all the kind words. Not that it was hard to say, you know, what I deal with in my last video. I was just waiting to get a bigger audience, right? I thought, you know what, my CaveFam, we're getting a little bond. I'm gonna share it with you guys. So, you know, thank you guys for all, you know, all the kind words. And I hope we can get the ball rolling and start helping some people out. You know, link to my other channel is down below. My first video will probably be up sometime this week. So make sure you guys go subscribe over there. But hey, I ain't gonna hold you guys up too long. Enough with the chit chat. Can we just get into the reaction?
Have you ever wondered why these celebrities look like each other? Watch this.
You know, I'm with you. But take a look at this. Look at Katy Perry. Actually, that's not just Katy Perry. That's Zoe Deschanel. That's Katy Perry.
That's not the same person?
Deschanel, Perry. And if you look, maybe her eyes are a little lighter. Zoe, Katy. You see, and the thing is like, okay, we all do share ancestors.
Yeah.
You know, but when they're in the industry and they just happen to look the same, it's a little fishy.
That's a little too freaky.
And here's a picture of them together for anybody who was thinking, you know, maybe they're the same person, but you could actually look it up. They are different people. But they do look too similar to me, and maybe that's just my conspiracy mind. I'm calling it clones. Because there are way too many celebrities that look alike. Tell me if you want to see more. For real.
I mean, they look kind of similar. I'm not going to go as far as saying they're clones, but I used to have the biggest crush on Katy Perry, y'all. Damn, she was fine. Sorry, back to the video.
They throwing up all these signs here. You think this is just a coincidence, man? You know what I mean? It's not. They showing their allegiance to the Baphomet. They showing their allegiance to Satan. You know, for, you know what I mean? For the riches of this world, man. You know what I mean? And this is not just these celebrities, man. Your news anchors. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? From the top going down, man. Every single last one of them have sold out, man. You know what I mean? But yet still, these people are well respected in our society. The Most High's not dealing with them, man. You know what I mean? And then you got a lot of our people that's following them, man. You know what I mean? The 2/3, man. You know? And you following these people, you an enemy of the Most High, man. You an enemy of the Most High. The Most High's not dealing with these people. He's not dealing with these guys, man. These guys have done, like she said, these guys have killed to get what they have. These guys have killed, they've done their sacrifice, you know what I mean, to have what they have today, man. You know what I mean? And in reality, they don't even need to do that, man. Because there's no sacrifice that needs to be made no more. Christ already did that. But these guys are just, you know what I mean, they're still doing it. You know what I mean?
Now, they do a lot of hand signals. And we've had countless celebrities, athletes come out and say crazy things they've done to get there. And not us, but society, the industry writes them off as crazy, right? They're losing their mind. And you can't believe them. They're losing their mind, right? But how many times is it going to take for the world to wake up, right? We're awake. But the majority of people, they're not awake, y'all. And I don't understand it. Like, how are you reposting, like, let's just say a Kardashian, oh, the new relationship, I wish I can have that. And they're still wishing for that relationship, knowing, first of all, this is just for publicity. I don't know, y'all. I don't understand the mindset of people.
During the Gulf War, the U.S. military uncovered a secret beneath commercial compounds in Saudi Arabia that would have unlikely surfaced in any other context. Treated as pets, residents of the southern coast of Saudi Arabia used to raise peculiar creatures, allowing them to feed in the midst of the desert, These creatures were caged in the underground areas of primarily commercial compounds and some private homes. Almost by accident, these true breeding grounds of enormous insects and pulpy figures were discovered. The complete footage of the investigation can be found on the Anomaly channel on YouTube. Visit and stay tuned for their weekly updates.
When you lay down to go to sleep at night, you have a hard time falling asleep, not because you're not tired, but because your mind keeps you awake. So what happens is, as your environment quiets, your mind wakes up. So what if we could pull all these little anchors up off the ground? What if when you laid down, you could actually quiet the catecholamines and fall asleep? What if you could actually process thought in the right sequence, which is what we call attention deficit disorder? There actually is no such thing as ADD or ADHD. Attention deficit disorder is not an attention deficit at all. It's an attention overload disorder. It is too many windows open at the same time. Because we create thought at a faster rate than we dismantle thought, the mind gets clouded. So what if we could just put amino acids like L-methionine back into the body, and you learn to down-regulate catecholamines, and you get to suppress them, you get to break down thought so that you can sequence thought properly, and now you all of a sudden don't have ADHD because you are not having an overactive mind. Modern medicine says if the mind is racing, let's put an amphetamine into the body, race the central nervous system to match the pace of the mind. That creates dependency. It creates something called tachyphylaxis. It can permanently alter the neuroplasticity of the brain.
Now, I know a lot of people have trouble sleeping, and it's just because the mind comes alive, y'all. I've never had problems sleeping. So, I can't really relate to it. Now, I've had my nights of taking some pre-workout at 5 p.m. trying to sleep and restless, and it's the worst. So I can only imagine people that have trouble sleeping. Like, it's not a good feeling. And, I would talk to some people that I love talking life, y'all. I've been through a lot in life. I love talking life, trying to help people. And, a lot of people have a lot of, let's just say, demons from the past they haven't worked on, and it keeps them up at night. So, there are medications, but, I would encourage somebody to try, working on yourself before. Like with me, I used to have anxiety, right? I still do. I'm not going to say I don't. Once in a while it comes and goes, but I was having real bad anxiety, panic attacks. And my psychiatrist, I told him, and he wanted to put me on anxiety medicine, but I knew myself what I need to do to get rid of this anxiety. And I told him, let me try this, which was quit drinking. It took me a while, but I quit, and guess what? There went my anxiety. I rarely have, sometimes I feel anxious, usually from the food, but, before you go that route, there's a lot you can do working on yourself. Now, I'm not going to tell you don't go tell your doctor and don't take medicine. This is what worked for me and me only. I just know. I'm very self-aware. I know myself really good. And I knew if let me try this. Let me try getting a little more active and quit drinking alcohol so much. And if, let's say 2 months, when I come see you in 3 months, I still feel the same, we'll cross that bridge. And sure enough, when I went back, I was doing good. So now things like this is what makes it hard for people to switch and vote for Donald Trump, right? Because of things like that. Whether it's true or it's not true, there are bigger issues to put out than that, right? There's no way we're gonna be able to find out, right? Ain't nobody gonna do no, I don't know, DNA tests or nothing. These are just gonna be speculations that just make people. And then let's just say Joe Biden wins. This same guy, Candace Owens, they're gonna come out and say, you people are so stupid, and why did you fall for his not? Because you're putting BS out like this. That isn't gonna help America move forward, isn't gonna make the dollar bill get better, isn't going to make the interest rate drop and help out the middle class. Like, that's not going to do nothing but add more division, right? And that's what makes me annoyed, is putting stuff out like this, that those people that are on the edge, that are like, damn, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of not being able to put food on my plate, living paycheck to paycheck. When Trump was in office, I was living good. But then you got people like Candace Owens coming out saying things like this. You got this guy falling in the trap, believing it, then putting, like, of course you're going to talk about it, but like, that's what gets people further and further away from wanting to say Trump. Like, I don't want to say I support Trump when they're coming out saying this stuff about a French right? Like, who cares? They're on the other side of the world. Who cares if he's with the guy or whatever? It's gonna happen eventually here in America, right? One of these president and first ladies is gonna happen. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Like, I just think that that makes the margin of people coming closer to the middle and maybe teeter-tottering over there. They're back over here.
This kid fucking jumped off! Oh my fucking god! Oh, bye-bye! Oh shit! That's it! Hey, grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy! Yo, this kid's fucking gone, bro!
Did you see that high schooler? What happened? The guy who jumped the cruise ship on his graduation trip. Nah, I didn't see this. Fam, there's this guy that went on a big trip with a bunch of other high schools to the Bahamas, and he was dared to jump into the shark-infested waters. Oh shit! All because of a dare. And I was like, if they're going to Bahamas, sharks? That's like the main. That's the main danger, bro. Danger like, in Bahamas. He jumps into the water, right? And there's a video of it, and everybody's screaming in the video, "Yo, go to the buoy, go to the buoy," right?
Jumped off! That's it! Grab the buoy! Hey, the buoy!
He swims to the buoy. Bam, there's something in the video like some white thing in the water, right? And he redirects where he's going. So he swims away from the buoy. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing, right? And as soon as the guy dips the video, we saw,
so he got eaten on camera?
Fam, he just vanished. It was either the current or a shark that got him. But
was he close to the boat?
Yeah, he was. So some guy.
It might have been the current. I wasn't wondering.
Some guy said to the captain, "Yo, someone just went off board." Bet they put the thing down. They scavenged the area. They called the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Fam, searched for 2 days.
Damn.
And after 2 days, they couldn't even find him. They just called off the search.
Every time I went to the Grammys, I'm in the category.
Scavenged the area. They called the Coast Guard.
Yeah.
Fam, searched for 2 days.
Damn.
And after 2 days, they couldn't even find him. They just called off the search.
Two things. That dude just jumped into space. He just jumped into outer space. Like, that takes he must be from the ocean where he's not that scared of the ocean. That's like me going on a night hike, right, in the desert. I'm not scared of the desert. I'll go hike at night with the light on. He's probably from the ocean, so he's not that scared, but still, to jump in that ocean on a cruise ship. Second, why is there a bunch of high schools taking kids in the middle of the ocean, right? Fly them to the Bahamas. You got to think something like this. Someone's going to say, you got to have the foreshadow to say, like, kids think they're going to jump in, right? I would at least. I would have to have a serious talk with my kid, like, hey, stay away from those edges, right? Because you're with a bunch of kids that are stupid. But yeah, there's a shark or something in the water by the buoy, and that little dare, he might be living like Tom Hanks in Castaway right now on the middle of an island.
Every time I went to the Grammys, I'm in the category with Eminem and Ja Rule, and these motherfuckers were killing this shit. Jay-Z, DMX, Luda's huge artists, but when it comes to these motherfuckers, I'm losing every motherfucking award, right?
You're not an Illuminati yet.
So, yeah, no, it's all good.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person, they said, was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million a movie to do 20 movies. And that's how the conversation happened. One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Cat Williams.
Fatality.
How many times have you been to Egypt? 4 times.
One of those persons turned out to be Ludacris, and the other person turned out to be Cat Williams.
I don't know. It looks like when he said that, it hit him, right? We've all been there. Someone say something too personal and you show it on your face. They even said, nah, I'm just playing with you, like, because they saw it, right? So maybe Cat Williams was telling the truth. I ain't gonna say maybe, because I think he was, but yeah.
Richard, can I ask you a serious question about young comedians?
About young girls, ask me about that. You don't like young girls? Say you don't like young girls or don't you?
Smile if I don't like young girls. No, I like young girls.
Yeah, I fuck them. I ain't no good, ain't trying to be no good. I ain't no good, ain't trying to be no good.
I may end up running off with you myself, you know.
That's what Steven says.
It's Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good director, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg is a pedophile.
Can you tell us a secret about Steven Spielberg? He eats babies. Whole babies.
Johnny Carson asking, you have a daughter who's a really good-looking chick. Well, you may be able to change her life and improve your financial status. Because Prince Andrew is looking for a new girlfriend. Just drop a nude photo of your little nymphette in a self-addressed stamped envelope and mail it to Royal Affair, Buckingham Palace.
Wow. I know it was different times back in the 70s and 80s than now, right? But, you know, these are things that have been going on in Hollywood since Hollywood was created, right? Why? Like, what's the whole point of it? Having little kids? Like, why is that a connection with Hollywood from the start? I have no idea.
The Vatican hides a lot of things because the same buildings that are at the Vatican are the same buildings that were in San Francisco. And before the World Fair of San Francisco, they got rid of all the buildings that look like the Vatican. That was that whole reset. And what's interesting is there's a book from 1907 that talks about how when the San Francisco World Fair whole thing took place, that they tried to put out the fires with TNT and dynamite. TNT and dynamite to put out fires. Never heard of that before. Anytime there's a fire, I've never heard of anybody using TNT and dynamite. I've also never heard of them using cannons. They also talked about how they used cannons against the fire. So the same buildings that are in San Francisco are the same buildings that are in the Vatican. They're just going to try to point your eyes at the Vatican and say that they own that land, when in reality, those buildings and that type of style of architecture was all over the world. They just capitalized on it. And what's funny is the fires only burnt the tops of the buildings and certain parts of the building, but other parts of the building were completely untouched. Reminds me of a lot of 1893 Chicago, 1901 St. Louis, and 1901 Buffalo, New York. Only certain things burn and only certain things crumble.
You know that joke in the Appalachian Mountains?
New York. Only certain things burn and only certain things crumble.
We have so much history that, you know, we're never gonna get to see, unfortunately, even in America. So much history here that has just been erased, burned down, mudslides from the powers that be. It's sad, but I mean, that's reality.
Joke in the Appalachian Mountains. If you hear your name, no you didn't. I have a theory. The Appalachian Mountains are known to be exceptionally creepy. So there's this interactive map on dinosaurpictures.org where you can enter your address and a time period to see what your area looked like during different stages of tectonic movement. Here's where I grew up, northern New Hampshire. Now when the continents were all crammed together about 200 million years ago, and this was Pangaea, the Appalachian Mountains are there. And even before Pangaea, at about 400 million years ago, it's still there. Now let's go as far back as we can, 750 million years ago, before multi-celled organisms even appear. Boom! My town is there. The rest of the planet, by the way, is water. There are various points in time where this is kind of underwater, but let's just say for funskis that the Appalachians, which is this area kind of, are so creepy because there legitimately are things in this land that just never left. It's just a fun theory. People in the Appalachians love to have them, but what if they've seen things?
Why do you think the government and everybody slowly started putting out aliens, UFOs, proof, even though we've been knowing about this for years and years and years and years and years, since Roswell? Since Roswell, there's a plan to because you can't give everybody the truth really quick, because then everybody goes crazy and there's mass confusion and everything. So they slowly try to, weasel their way to show you the truth about the aliens. They're real. They've been here. And I'm not trying, see, if I would have said that 2 years ago, then I'm crazy. But now that I'm saying it now, it's not so crazy because it's all coming out. So UFOs are real. They're setting up the Great Delusion. Look up the Great Delusion in the Bible so everybody knows what I'm talking about. There will be a great delusion set on earth. How do you think everybody gets deluded? Because the rapture is going to happen when Jesus raptures his church. Obviously, there's beams of light. What does that remind you of? UFOs, alien abductions. So the people left on earth are going to believe that it was an alien abduction and they're going to be set off with a great delusion. So all I'm trying to do is call people to Christ before it happens. So that's what they're going to do. That's the whole plan. There you go. I laid it out for everybody.
2 Thessalonians 2:11.
Truman Show shows you kind of like what we're living in, We're just living in a bunch of nonsense. And the Truman Show shows when, like, the satellite falls out of the sky. You guys remember that? Like, a little light bulb falls out and everything else. I mean, they were showing a lot of that stuff in there. But the Truman Show is where he starts catching on. The Truman Show is like he just caught on to the Matrix. And he's like, okay, I realize I'm in the Matrix. Something is really weird here, and nothing seems to make sense. But the Truman Show is just 100% correct for a lot of the stuff. And the people he is dealing with in the Truman Show are like NPCs. They're basically characters who he's surrounded by, who keep just repeating the same narrative. They haven't broken out of the Matrix yet. They're just kind of connected. And they're like, oh, do you see those clouds? And he's like, do you see these? They're spraying the skies. And they're like, do you see those clouds? And he's like, do you see what's going on? He has escaped what we would call the Matrix, or whatever. And then the Truman Show people are just the NPCs, which keep just doing the role. And they always give you bits of truth. With all their Hollyweird and everything else, there are bits of truth in all these things.
I've never seen the Truman Show. Have you guys seen it? I do want to watch it. It seems like a good type of movie. I like some Jim Carrey, right? I like the stuff he preaches, nowadays. So I'm gonna have to check out the Truman Show. Yeah, let me know down below. Have you guys seen it? Dolphin? Alright, there you have it, CaveFam. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, hit that thumbs up. All my new watchers over here, we put about 4 videos out a week, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Live stream's gonna be coming. Be patient with me, y'all. I'm trying to get in the right mindset to do it, right? So yeah, this is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. Hope everyone has a good week. I'm gonna see you guys on Hump Day. Later.